13 minutes to 5. Let's move on to this conversation now. Let's talk financial literacy, market day, coin your talent market day. And I'm happy that we are talking about, we are talking about, finances, so that that caller who was talking about investment will realize that we don't only do light-hearted conversations about money. Gugu Sidaki, founder of My Three Piggies, is on the line with us. Gugu, good morning.
Good morning, Kwena. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic, and thank you so much for coming through to speak to us. We are talking financial literacy market day, coin your talent market day. Tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, so My Three Piggies is a financial literacy hub for children where we teach children the financial principles around saving, investing, and philanthropy sharing. And this is our second Coin Your Talent Market Day. We started it last year, where we are teaching children the principles of entrepreneurship. So we're trying to encourage them to either make something or buy something to sell, and they are going to be running the stores on the day, obviously with the supervision of an adult. But this is where we teach children actually how to make money.
And what ages are you looking at when we talk children? How young do you go?
I mean, I'll tell you, last year our youngest participant was 4. He was with his brother, who was I think 8 years old, and they ran a store. In fact, they won the highest grossing store last year. So we are going as young as 4 and as old as 18.
Do they understand? And because that's the other thing, the big issues around money is that a lot of us did not have this financial literacy. We did not understand. We were not taught saving. We were not taught how to handle money. And that's why we still struggle in our 50s. Do they understand? And what is the big picture in teaching them as young as 4 years old?
Yeah. So children under the age of 7 are still quite tactile. So they don't understand abstract concepts like investing, for example, like a bank account that they can't see. They are still very physical, so they learn by watching you, the adult, and by listening to the things that you are saying, right? So if you go to the shops and if you whip out a credit card and just shop indiscriminately, that registers something to the children. If you have no boundaries when it comes to spending, so if they ask you for anything and you just give it to them, that is what's registering to them. So they may not have the language to say, this is saving, this is investing, but there is definitely something that's happening with them when they are watching you interact with money. And in fact, a lot of the research out there suggests that financial principles or the concepts around money and your financial habits are formed by the time you're 7. So they're definitely learning something from you through observation.
And what exactly do you teach them? I mean, is it just about saving in your piggy bank, or do you go deeper than that and talk to them about investments and other things? Because I mean, there's that whole simple notion of piggy bank, and then at the end of the year you break it and then see how much you had, and then you buy Christmas things, and then you move on to the next year and so on.
Yeah. So the initial book that we wrote, we've got 3 books that we wrote a few years ago. It's the Nala series, and it follows a young girl who goes shopping with her mom. She asks mom for a few things, and they get to learn. There's like a journey that Nala goes on with her mom. And in the first book, it's Nala and the Save Piggy Bank. This is where she gets to understand that budgeting is an important tool in managing your money. So planning for your money. You don't just, as soon as you get your money, you can start spending it. So yes, we do teach them very important principles around budgeting, around planning, around saving. That's in book 1. In book 2, this is where Nala gets to learn that she actually needs to share her money. She can't spend everything that she has on herself. She needs to think bigger than just herself. So she learns a little bit about philanthropy, but obviously it starts at home. Charity starts at home. So she learns, if you read the book, she learns to share her money with her little brother. And then in the third book, Nala wants something quite big. This is where she gets to understand that if you don't have the money right now for the big ticket items that you want, you need to start saving bit by bit, put the money somewhere where it grows to the amount of money that you need in the future. So this is where we introduce them to the concept of investing, but obviously in a language and in a way that is understandable for children around that age.
What role then do parents play in this regard? Because I know we have this tendency of trying to blame parents, or no, our parents did not teach us and this and that. That's why we are here. What role then can parents play in this regard?
It is true that most people did not get the learnings from when they were children, so their parents didn't know what they were doing with money. But it's important for adults who have children or guardians who have access to children to know that you are the standard. So your level of knowledge, your financial literacy, right, wherever you are, has an impact on your children. So if you want them to be financially savvy, it means you need to ramp up on your financial knowledge. You need to educate yourself as much as possible so that you are the standard that you want your children to have. And now remember, these concepts may not necessarily be taught in school, but we are living in a wonderful era of tech and of information and of the internet. So honestly speaking, we no longer have the excuse or the luxury of ignorance, especially when a lot of this information is free. The difficult part is being discerning around the information that you're consuming off the internet, which is then where advice comes in. It is crucial for adults to consider getting financial advice from a reputable, licensed financial advisor that'll get them started on their journey to financial freedom. And that journey always starts with financial education.
I mean, how often do you do this, the Financial Literacy Market Day?
The Market Day is an annual event. It's happening on the 20th of September at Northcote Manor. It's once a year. But throughout the year, we also host financial literacy classes for children. So I would encourage all your listeners to get onto our social media platforms or to get in contact with us. We usually advertise whenever we have financial literacy sessions. And as I said, we start as young as 7. With these classes, and we go all the way up to 18, 14.
So where, as we wrap up the conversation, Gugu, do people go to find that information? Where do parents or even the youngsters themselves go to find this information?
Yeah, so we are on Instagram at my3, the number 3, piggies _ZA on Instagram, as well as Facebook. And then they can find us. We've got a website, www.my3piggies.com, or they can contact us at info@my3piggies.com.
Fantastic, Gugu. Thank you so much for coming through to speak to us. Appreciate your time and your insight. That is Gugu Sidaki, the founder of My 3 Piggies, talking to us about Financial Literacy Market Day, Coin Your Talent Market Day, especially for parents with young kids. Maybe you can also go there, to learn a thing or two, because we also have that thing that because we did not have the financial literacy, it's very hard for us to keep up with that. Swida, voice notes?
Yes, sir.
Hi, KSB. Especially, hi, Kwena. Talking about cleaning your own room, even if no one does that, no one's doing it. Same here, bro. I had aunties when my little ones were 2 babies. I find I made my own bed. Yeah, but do not touch my bed. I made my own bed. Even if we were 10 to 6, my bed would be neatly made. When I came, I do my own bed. 2, washing. The washing, you remember color coordination. I don't mix and match and what you understand. And the texture. Hence, I was doing my own washing. Cooking was strictly mine, no one else. I was only cooking. In my house, I trust my own cooking, not somebody else's. You see, yours is to eat and then wash it. Yeah, sharp.
Thank you, Spatle.
Hey, good morning, Take. Donald,
Hey,
if I had 20 million in it, to be honest, I won't stop doing my daily chores. No, I won't. But one thing for sure that I'm going to do The first million I'm going to Bubuta it, I'm not even going to finish it. Surely the lifestyle will bore me. But I will want to enjoy myself. And then after, I can start saying, well, oh, I owe that one, let me pay that one. Oh, I owe that one, you know. Yeah, things like that. But I'm not going to stop doing things. You know, sometimes there is fun in cooking. There is fun in doing your yard, man. There is fun in driving yourself. I want to stop doing certain things. I won't even hire someone to do much of the things.
Now you're saying it because I hear you.